The internet has broken our brains, and it's absolutely terrifying.
At the headquarters of YouTube, where there was a shooting today, police say the shooter was a woman. They say she wounded 2 women and a man before taking her own life.
Nasim Aghdam was a Persian vegan bodybuilder and obsessed with being internet famous. She was something of an underground phenomenon known in the California Persian community, where people shared and mocked her videos, which is understandable because they're batshit crazy. This is some straight up Tim and Eric shit. Like, literally, look at this side by side.
Flower ice cream, heart cookie necklace.
Make your bubba bounce right now.
Now look, all jokes aside, any shooting is a terrible disaster, and this one is especially terrifying for a number of reasons. First, because her family members identified YouTube censorship and demonetization as her motive, which makes sense because Nasim mentions it on her site, like a lot.
I'm being discriminated and filtered on YouTube, and I'm not the only one.
Now you might be thinking, where have I heard these kinds of complaints before? Well, from your boy, your Man Crush Monday. To everyone's Man Crush Monday, Casey Neistat.
There has been a huge amount of conversation online about YouTube demonetizing videos.
To conspiracy lunatics.
Hitler-level censorship.
Which Nasim embedded videos from about moral decay and popular culture on her website. On her website alongside other vegan vloggers.
The disturbing undercurrent of social media discrimination and censorship of the vegan message.
YouTube censorship and demonetization, much like gun violence, is undeniably happening. But it's also being used to promote everyone's personal point of view, in a society where we all feel like we're victims of systemic disenfranchisement. Just like when blood is spilled, the right rushes to call for more guns and then the left calls for more gun control, censorship and demonetization affects everyone, except everyone thinks they're the only ones being targeted. But it's no wonder that YouTube censorship brings up almost 3 million results. Newsflash, while these platforms gift us with SpongeBob memes and the Yodel Kid, they're not the free market bastions of free speech we might like them to be. These are social innovations, now vital to our existence, that were created by companies to make money. That's why extreme viewpoints and extremely dumb things thrive on the platform, but things that Ford or GMC doesn't want to advertise against are curbed back. Unless that extremely dumb shit is Logan Paul. And Nasim's frustration isn't unique, it's shared by content creators universally. However, while what she did is absolutely indefensible, it's completely preventable. In a country where it is easier to obtain a gun than it is to get birth control, where mental health facilities are in dire disrepair, it shouldn't come as a shock that gun violence is a pervasive problem, more than any other developed nation in the world. Which is why I'm also scared by the likelihood of copycat shooters. I mean, look at the reaction to the shooting from popular alt-right channel Red Ice TV.
As we know, there's been a tremendous crackdown on censorship with YouTube recently. In a way, I felt that it was just be a matter of time before someone snapped.
Speaking of a matter of time, the NRA issued a literal call to arms when YouTube banned gun content on its platform only a few weeks ago.
Which means we've got to fire back.
And I'm not blaming the NRA for inciting violence. I am, however, terrified of their potential to embolden future shooters, which is why, when we have a society that's absolutely broken-brained, maybe we should limit people's access to guns a little bit. You know, just a little bit. Because no matter what Nasim's motives were, there are a few obvious conclusions here. Nasim used a handgun, which is easier to conceal, but much harder to fire with precision. And that's why she was only able to injure 4 people before killing herself. With an AR-15 built to mow down a crowd easily without requiring much skill to operate, she could have caused far greater damage. And then we have the insane problem of the flagrant ineptitude of law enforcement.
The father of Nasim Aghdam told CBS News his daughter was very upset with YouTube and he warned police about her.
I'm not calling for a police state, but if the shooter's father literally warns you 2 days ahead of the shooting, provides you with a motive and a target, and you find the shooter sleeping in her car near that target right before the shooting, well, maybe you could have prevented this. But I guess the cops were too busy punching homeless people or shooting black suspects that day and couldn't take warnings from close family members more seriously. Just like that time when the Florida shooter Nick Cruz basically had an "I'm going to snap" warning sign montage on his social media. So in an era when social media companies with seemingly limitless power can engender the same sense of hopelessness that used to be the sole provinces of God and government, it's easy to see why many more people might lash out against the companies they feel are stifling their freedom of expression and putting a stranglehold on their culture. I'm just out here advocating to disarm some of them. I'm Hassan Piker. Please share this video against all the misinformation spread about the YouTube shooting. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below and continue this conversation on my Instagram at Hassan D. Piker or live on my Twitch every day at Hassan Piker. And this has been The Breakdown.